In the flickering light of a single candle, 5 centuries ago, a man bent over parchment and sketched a machine that could lift a human being into the sky. Spinning blades, carefully balanced gears, a dream of flight drawn in ink. No one had ever flown. No engine existed. Yet he saw it clearly. He drew helicopters, parachutes, armored war machines that crawled across battlefields, and diving suits that let a man breathe beneath the waves. He was no general, no engineer, no university scholar. He was a painter. And his name was Leonardo da Vinci. Tonight, we step into the restless mind that saw tomorrow before the world was ready. This is the story of the greatest curiosity the Renaissance ever unleashed. April 15, 1452. A quiet hillside village called Vinci, tucked among the olive groves and winding rivers of Tuscany. A child is born to a notary father and a peasant mother who never married. In the rigid world of 15th century Italy, that single fact branded young Leonardo as illegitimate. Doors to respectable professions slammed shut before he could speak. No university. No secure inheritance. Only the open sky, the whispering cypress trees, and the endless questions burning inside him. He roamed the hills at dawn, watching hawks ride invisible currents of air, studying how sunlight danced on the surface of streams, sketching the delicate veins of leaves. The world itself became his first teacher. At 14, Leonardo arrived in Florence, the beating heart of the Renaissance. The city pulsed with marble workshops, goldsmiths hammering by torchlight, and scholars debating ancient texts. He entered the bustling bottega of Master Andrea del Verrocchio as an apprentice. There, amid the smell of linseed oil and wet plaster, he did not simply copy, he dissected reality. He studied anatomy by candlelight, observed how fabric folds when a body moves, and captured the precise moment light meets skin. One day, Verrocchio gave the young apprentice a corner of a large altarpiece, the baptism of Christ. The angel Leonardo painted glowed with such luminous life that legend says the master set down his brushes forever. The student had already surpassed the teacher. Word of Leonardo's genius spread. In 1482, at roughly 30 years old, he wrote an audacious letter to Ludovico Sforza, the powerful Duke of Milan. He offered not just paintings, but war machines, fortified bridges, and hydraulic wonders. Almost as an afterthought, he added he could paint. The Duke hired him. For nearly 18 years, Milan became Leonardo's laboratory. In the refectory of Santa Maria del Grazie, he transformed a blank wall into one of history's most revolutionary images, the Last Supper. 12 apostles frozen in raw human reaction as Jesus reveals betrayal. Hands clutch bread, bodies twist in shock, faces register disbelief, sorrow, and anger. Leonardo had captured the invisible storm inside the human soul. Yet the painter's mind refused to rest. By night he slipped into hidden chambers, dissecting corpses by lamplight despite church disapproval, mapping muscles, tendons, and the beating heart with surgical precision. He filled thousands of pages with mirror writing, backward script that only revealed itself in reflection. He sketched flying machines with articulated wings, a self-propelled cart, a giant crossbow, and a bridge light enough for an army to carry yet strong enough to span rivers. The Renaissance demanded masterpieces. Leonardo demanded understanding. Tension simmered between what patrons wanted and what his boundless intellect pursued. Success and frustration walked hand in hand. The colossal bronze horse commissioned for Milan Square, meant to be the largest equestrian statue in the world, never rose. French invaders melted the clay model for target practice. In Florence, a grand battle scene for the Palazzo Vecchio began with breathtaking promise but was abandoned when Leonardo's experimental paint techniques failed. Projects started, then slipped away as new obsessions seized him. He moved between cities, always searching, never fully settled. The boy once denied legitimacy still felt like an outsider chasing a horizon that kept retreating. Around 1503, Leonardo accepted a simple portrait commission in Florence, Lisa del Giocondo, wife of a silk merchant. He worked on it for years, carrying the panel with him wherever he traveled. Layer by layer, he built a face that seems to breathe. The eyes follow you across the room. The enigmatic smile hovers between warmth and mystery, achieved through sfumato, a revolutionary technique of soft, smoky transitions between light and shadow. The landscape behind her flows like a dream. 500 years later, the Mona Lisa remains the most visited, most debated, most stolen, and most parroted painting in human history. Leonardo never fully declared it finished. Some truths, he seemed to say, are meant to remain just beyond complete understanding. By his 60s, with a long white beard and quiet intensity, Leonardo found himself in Rome watching younger titans, Michelangelo and Raphael, command the spotlight. Then, in 1516, an invitation arrived from across the Alps. King Francis I of France, a passionate lover of beauty and ideas, offered more than patronage. He offered friendship and freedom. Leonardo crossed the mountains with his notebooks, drawings, and the Mona Lisa. In the elegant manner of Claude Luce near Amboise, he spent his final days in conversation with the young king, who reportedly visited through a private passage. They spoke of flight, anatomy, the movement of water, and the nature of the soul. On May 2, 1519, at the age of 67, Leonardo da Vinci died in France. Legend holds that King Francis cradled his head in his arms. Around him lay thousands of pages of genius, anatomical studies so accurate they would teach doctors centuries later, inventions that anticipated the helicopter, the parachute, the tank, and concentrated solar power. Many ideas would wait 500 years for technology and materials to catch up. When modern engineers finally tested some of his designs, they worked beautifully. Leonardo da Vinci left no grand fortune, no empire, no dynasty. What he left was something far more powerful, proof that a single human mind, driven by relentless curiosity, can see centuries ahead. He showed that art and science are not enemies but twin expressions of the same wonder. He proved legitimacy is not granted by birth but earned through vision. In an age of specialization, Leonardo remains the ultimate Renaissance man, the polymath who refused to be confined. His story asks us a question that still echoes: what could you discover if you never stopped asking, why? If Leonardo's restless genius moved you, drop a comment below. Which invention or artwork astonished you most? The Mona Lisa's smile? The notebooks that predicted flight? Or the illegitimate boy from Vinci who changed how humanity sees itself? Share your thoughts. History lives when we keep the conversation going. Until the next untold story, keep looking, keep questioning, keep creating. The future is still waiting for minds like yours.